The founder of Toyota had a philosophy called permanent dissatisfaction, meaning he was constantly looking for problems in his car. He tried to be, you might say, his own worst enemy in a good way. He tried to kill his own business by pointing out minor defects here and there. He was permanently dissatisfied with the product because he knew other car companies were doing that to Toyotas right now. Like, where could they get an advantage? So, one thing you can do in anything in life is almost split yourself in two and then critique yourself. Be your own worst enemy. Be permanently dissatisfied with your game, with everything you do. Not in the sense that it brings you down emotionally, but in the sense that you're going to perfect this as much as possible. You know, he would sit in Toyota cars, I've heard, and, just one part of the seat didn't feel great. Let's just change that. And then one part of the engine, that broke down after 100,000 miles. Let's fix that so it doesn't break down. And people who drive Toyotas, especially the 4Runners, they just don't get rid of them. My brother has a 4Runner from 2003, and he's never going to get rid of it. It has 200,000 miles on it. It'll probably go to 400,000 miles. And that came from Toyota's philosophy of permanent dissatisfaction, constantly making their products better and better and better by looking for what is wrong, looking for their weaknesses. Now, if you do this and you start to put yourself down because your list of weaknesses is really long, so what if they're long? Don't get down, get excited. The more weaknesses you have, the more room there is for improvement. And, I do think there's a point. I will say this. One of my favorite sayings from the Tao Te Ching is sharpen an axe to a point. If you sharpen it too much, it breaks. It becomes brittle and breaks. So you sharpen an axe to a point, then you stop. There is something to that as well. But for most of us, in most things we do, we're so far from that, we need to be permanently dissatisfied. We need to be our own worst enemy in the sense that we look for our flaws and we write them down. And then we create a game plan to work on them, turn our weaknesses into strengths. WOW. If you want a wow game, work on weaknesses. If you want to wow anything, I study neuroscience and I look at the areas I'm weak in. And it's kind of exciting because there's so much progress that can be made in these areas. And then there's a ton of new tools to use, especially something like ChatGPT, or you can learn so much faster. So you're constantly looking for your weaknesses, and then you're looking for tools to correct those weaknesses. It's part of the game. It's the game of life. It's the game itself. The more you do that, you have meaning every day. That's number one, because, okay, I have to work on this to get better. And two, you're getting better, so your confidence starts going up. And three, you start the process over again, so you have something to do for a very long time. I talk to people who are bored. I'm like, write down a list of your weaknesses in life, in your game, in school, whatever. Write down a list of your weaknesses. How can you be bored? You got a lot of stuff to work on, man. Or woman, whatever. Anyways, work on your weaknesses. Be permanently dissatisfied. Be your own worst enemy, right? And then look for the tools that can help you improve on those weaknesses. Get rid of the things that are currently dissatisfying you. This is Dylan from Basketball Brain. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You guys know the cliche when you listen to a YouTube video. And check out boingvert.com. New program coming out very soon. Hummingbird. Peace.